Have you ever wondered what the worst period in human history was and when it began? Perhaps you thought it was when the Black Death ravaged Europe in 1349, wiping out a third of the population. Or maybe you considered the Spanish flu of 1918, which claimed millions of lives, or even both world wars, which redefined suffering and loss on an epic scale. But no, none of these quite made the cut as the absolute worst period. According to experts, the crown jewel of catastrophic years was 536 AD, the glorious kickoff to a wonderfully disastrous era, whose effects we're still feeling today. Michael McCormick, an American historian and Harvard University scholar, has graced us with his insight, declaring 536 AD as the ultimate worst year in human history. Not just an isolated bad hair day for humanity, this year marked the start of an impressively terrible period. Even the Roman Empire historian Procopius, who had the dubious honor of often accompanying Byzantine commanders, noted a bizarre change in the weather while gallivanting through Sicily in 536 AD. He described the sun as shining with all the enthusiasm of a dim moon, casting the whole world into what felt like an eternal solar eclipse. Doesn't that sound delightful? Procopius wasn't the only one scratching his head at this celestial mystery. Michel the Syrian, a notable leader of the Orthodox Church, chronicled the sun's puzzling behavior in his writings. For a mind-boggling 18 months, the sun seemed to be on an extended coffee break, peeking out for only 4 hours a day with light so feeble it would make a nightlight blush. This cozy blanket of mysterious fog didn't do wonders for agriculture. Fruits stayed unripe, and wines tasted as if they were concocted by an evil alchemist. Who wouldn't want a little sour grape wine to complement their misery? Over the centuries, many bright minds have tried to untangle this perplexing mystery. A team from an American university, refusing to let sleeping dogs lie, ventured into Swiss glaciers and uncovered volcanic particles that, after rigorous scientific testing, were traced back to 536 AD. These sneaky little particles hailed from a volcanic eruption near Iceland, suggesting that Mother Nature was having quite a temper tantrum. Further conspiratorial evidence popped up in Greenland and Antarctica's glaciers, all pointing to volcanic activity from around 1,500 years ago. But it seems nature was really committed to this theme. Scientists, bless their inquisitive hearts, concluded that volcanic eruptions likely triggered the climatic upheaval and unyielding fog of 536 AD. Such eruptions generously showered the atmosphere with sulfur, bismuth, and other exotic chemicals, forming clouds that defiantly block sunlight. Just in case we needed more proof, research on tree rings in Ireland, showcasing annual growth, showed that trees from around 536 AD had growth so stunted they'd make bonsai trees look like giants. Other studies, brandishing historical records like smoking guns, pieced together the year's tumultuous events. The precise location of the volcanic eruption remains an elusive target, with experts pointing fingers at Iceland, Indonesia, El Salvador, or Papua New Guinea. Perhaps there were multiple eruptions, Mother Nature playing her greatest hits on repeat. Michael McCormick was justified in dubbing 536 AD as the harbinger of doom, as the sun's disappearance and relentless fog ushered in unrelenting hardships. For over a decade, the northern hemisphere enjoyed balmy temperatures 2 to 3 degrees Celsius below normal. Even summers treated us to snowfalls and ash showers, which did wonders for crops and sparked delightful famines across the land. People at the time, armed with all the scientific knowledge of a potato, were clueless as to why the sun went owl or why the fog refused to pack up and leave. Roman statesman Cassiodorus, with a flair for the dramatic, penned a letter expressing humanity's collective fear of a sun dimmed beyond recognition and a lack of shadows even at noon. Without sunlight, crops threw in the towel, and rain decided it had better places to be, worsening the famine. And in a fun twist, late 20th century researchers found Scandinavian gold artifacts buried during this period, possibly offerings to problems. After a cheery year and a half of darkness, the famine continued to throw its unending party, now with the bonus of another volcanic eruption in 540 AD, worsening the already dire conditions. Yet another eruption in 547 AD, though its identity remains as shadowy as ever, probably took place in El Salvador or Iceland. These eruptions ushered in a brief ice age, dubbed the Late Antique Little Ice Age, a name that doesn't quite capture the cold misery of it all. With sunlight on strike and food as rare as a happy Roman, people's immune systems took a nosedive. In 541 AD, as if things weren't peachy enough, the Eastern Roman Empire, also known as the Byzantine Empire, was gifted the plague of Justinian. This charming little pestilence, making its grand debut in Egypt, caused delightful buboes and death within days. Anyone in contact with the infected got to join this exclusive club of disease, filling Constantinople with corpses and aromas only a necromancer could love. Emperor Justinian, ever the problem solver, ordered the bodies tossed into the sea, only for them to stage a floating comeback. The next genius plan involved burying the bodies in honey, because what could go wrong with sticky, disease-ridden corpses? Spoiler alert, it made things worse. The plague mercifully ended in 549 AD, with millions having danced their last with the disease, yet the spectre of 536 AD continued to loom large. It took years, if not decades, for the regions affected by these catastrophes to bounce back. Experts believe the joyous events of 536 AD, coupled with subsequent famines, plagues, and climate changes, indirectly set the Byzantine Empire on a slow but steady course toward its 15th century collapse. All the while, foreign invasions kept knocking on the empire's door, further complicating its predicament. Some historians, like David Keyes, suggest that 536's disastrous events cleared the stage for the Islamic Empire's rise, but not all scholars are buying what he's selling. What do you think about these delightful events from 536 AD? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Was it a year of delightful catastrophes, or do you think we've had worse? For more intriguing information and research videos that keep you scratching your head and thanking your lucky stars you didn't live back then, subscribe to our channel, The Explorer, signing off.